G'day, welcome back to the 40 channel. So, as you saw, we've just come back from the coast. Beautiful time away with the family. We got to catch up with Blake and see his awesome vehicle. What a sensational looking troopy that'll be when it's finished. Unfortunately, while I was filming half of it, as you guys have seen, it's a bit blurry. I didn't clean the lens. That was pretty disappointing on my behalf, so sorry about that. On top of that, my Instagram account got hacked. And every single person that has ever had a conversation with me on Instagram, which is a lot of people, because I get a lot of questions and a lot of comments from you guys, and I always try to get back to you guys and answer them. Every single one of you guys got some crazy stupid message back saying I've spent 3 hours preparing this gift for you and click on this link. Ironically, I probably spent about 3-4 hours trying to get back to everyone, let everyone know, sorry, this is what's happened, rechange my password, what a mess. Anyway, here we are, we're back in the shop and we're back to the Carby. So we've left the Carby the way it was. I thought someone might have come back into my shed while I was away and put it all back together for me. But it's exactly the way I left it. How odd. So we're gonna get straight back into this Carby and we're gonna start putting it all back together. Now the first thing we're gonna do is we're going to electroplate the body, which I've just got sitting over here cleaning away now. So give it a quick clean. We're going to electroplate it. Now I've never done electroplating. As you know, I'm pretty new at this stuff on zinc body Carbies or anything like that. I've only ever electroplated mild steel and steel bolts, nuts, brackets and all that stuff. Excellent results. So fingers crossed, hopefully this works well because I only really get one shot. So anyway, we'll see how we go. Having said all that, let's get straight into this Carby rebuild and let's see if we can get it all back together. So all I've got is the body here. It's just been soaked and cleaned in the ChemTools industrial cleaner. This stuff's ready to use, but I've actually watered it down, again, 50 to 50. So just to make it really mild solution. It's been soaking in there. I'm only going to be able to do one piece at a time because of my setup. But anyway. Righto, so here's my little amateur plating setup that you guys have seen before. Just going to put that straight into it's not the total result I was hoping for. As I said before, this is the first time I've ever done anything but just straight steel, so give a bit of a wash off. Yeah, I'm not super happy with that result. I was sort of hoping it would come up a little bit brighter than that. But anyway, that's what it is. So that's what it is. Now I've moved all my Carby setup over to this welding bench here, just because on our other bench we've been working on gearbox and transfer case. So I've laid it all out here. Someone very cleverly picked up on my last video that I've done a fair bit of work to my workshop. So Charlie came down, she came down and helped me set up my workshop. We did 3 days of stripping everything out, cleaning everything up, big bench cleanup. We changed the whole welding setup that I've got here. We've made the bench smaller, but we've put it on wheels and now we can move it anywhere in the workshop. MSA have set us up, they've got a whole lot of welding gear. Charlie actually made up some brackets, we've moved where our pedestal drill goes. So anyway, having said all that, let's move back into the Carby. I get carried away. Now, as I said, I wasn't happy with this plating, but as the plating's dried, it's actually come up pretty cool actually. It has like a slight little yellow tinge to it, which the original one had. So I'm really happy with the actual way it's come up. I was hoping it would come up quite shiny. Hasn't come up shiny, but as you can see, as it's dried, It sort of gives that bit of a pattern through it. I was disappointed with the plating. I'm okay with it now. It's pretty cool as it's dried and set. So anyway, we've got other bits and pieces we've got to fix up and clean. So for instance, we've got a little plunger here. Okay, so our rebuild kit comes with a new plunger and all new needles and that. So what we're going to do is strip this one down, clean all this up. The old carby cleaner. The plunger is now redundant. There's a tiny little circlip on it. That's now redundant. We'll drop that into there. We'll give it a good spray and clean it all up. Right, your brand new little washers out of the pack go onto your newly restored bolts. So that one goes into the side of the bottom. Right, so that's the bottom complete. So we'll just sit that aside. Right, now this is the tricky part. So this is the shaft that we rebuilt. So first we need to put a support bracket on. Screw that into place. Take that out. This spring needs to go on to here. Now, this is what's tricky. We've got this in place, but there's no tension on that spring. So what I need to do is I need to wrap that spring around one more time to add tension on that so it comes back. Now I know this is going to be tricky because I've already attempted to do it off camera. Spin it all the way around. Alright, we'll just keep on trying until we get it, but you get the picture. Alright, so now we've got all this in here with that tiny little spring there, and we've got our float. Now we can adjust our float just by bending these little tabs, and what it should be sitting at is about 5, I think it's 5.8 mil. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a 6 mil Allen key. I'm going to sit that there, and that will be a pretty close guide to what I need to be at. Now I know I need to bend this down just a fraction, and we'll just keep testing it as we go. So I've already made a few adjustments off camera. Just go a fraction more. Alright, so that just lifts it on the 6 mil, and we'll run with that, eh? Get a new washer, sit it over the top. Righto. Righto, now we're onto the main show. So this is the actual part where the big window fits into it. It's important to make sure that those washers are seated in the lips. Righto, now just in this hole here, there was a little tiny O-ring. Now I need to get that little O-ring into the little groove just inside this hole. It's not too bad, it just sort of pops into place once you've got it into its groove. Righto, so we've got those ones right down the bottom in. Ended up finding a brand new spring, the exact size, which was very handy. Now we want to push this down. We'll just make sure that that lines up inside there, just to hold everything in place so we don't bend any of this rod. We'll turn it over with our little U-clamp. Drop that into that point there. Now, if you remember, there was tie wire on the back of this, but this time we can put a clip on it. So I'll just put this little tiny circlip. Now, oddly enough, the only piece my kit didn't come with, I don't know why, is this particular one right here. Now, I think this is an air bleed, and it just goes into the top of here. So what I've done, righto, so this little thing I've cleaned up with the Carby cleaner. Then what I've done is I've also given it a really good spray with the carbon residue stripper. And it just flows straight through that little needle now, so we know that's going to be okay. So we can put that back, that point right there. But the kit also has come with this particular piece right here. There was nothing like these at all. It actually comes with two of them. And my Carby didn't have anything like these two pieces anywhere through the whole Carby. So I'm not sure what those two bits are for, whether it's just for a little bit of a different model Carby. But anyway, there's no more holes to fill. And they weren't on it, so I don't know, fingers crossed, we'll see how we go. Righto, the SD40 is finally complete. So after a lot of mucking around, we're there, we've done it. Now I have to say, I'm pretty stoked with the way it looks. It didn't come up as shiny as I thought it was going to come up, as you saw when I tried to electroplate it. I don't know why, I'm only new at electroplating still. But the finish, I'm still really happy with. All the nuts and bolts, all the surround has all come up really nice. What I love is this big giant window that you can see right through. I think that'll look really cool when the fuel starts to flow up inside there. It'll look awesome. The cool thing is, that's the front of the Carby. Spin it around and the back looks just as sexy. Check that out. I'm pretty impressed with that, so it's pretty cool. Anyway, that's it. Next thing I need to do is I've actually got a spacer. I've already purchased it, the spacer gasket for the bottom here to mount it onto the manifold. I don't know where I've put it. I've misplaced it, so yeah, typical. It's one of those things, isn't it? But as soon as I find it, I'll throw it onto the manifold. And what I'm really excited about is the last thing that needed to be done to this F135 motor. Whew, I tell you what, it's been a long journey just on the motor. And to be honest, I don't think I'll ever rebuild another motor again just for the time and the effort it took. But it was a really good process. I really enjoyed doing it. And I learned a lot from it. So I'm really excited to get this onto the motor. The next thing I can do, as you can see in the background, I've started to strip down the gearbox, which will be in another video, and starting to look at gearbox and transfer. Because once that's done, the whole drive line is pretty much complete. And then thankfully we can start to move on to panels. Woo, happy days. Anyway guys, I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you so much for tuning in. Feel free to subscribe, leave a comment down below. And until next time, take care of yourselves.